It's the 11th of April. It's the end of quarter 1, 2023. We've got the figures here in front of me for the year on year, month on month, and the price per metre squared figures for Los Cristianos, Las Américas, Costa Adeje, and the municipalities of Adeje and Arona. I'll put them up here on the screen as well, probably up there. But we've got, obviously, still an increase. Property prices are still rising. People are still buying. Let's have a little breakdown of the quarter as it was. People are still buying. I think probably inquiries might have reduced, but the people that are inquiring seem to be a bit more serious, and they're still buying. And of course, if property prices are still going up, then now's as cheap as you're going to get them, because if they carry on going up, I mean, they've got to stop. I'm certain that they've got to stop. But let's have a quick look at the figures. Year on year, change in the area of Arona, 8.8%. The difference between March 2022 metre squared price in comparison to March 2023, up by 8.8%, Arona as an area. But when you come to Los Cristianos, which is obviously part of Arona, prices have increased year on year by 19.7%. That's a massive increase in a year, 20%. Same thing for Adeje, the area of Adeje, up by 23%, and Costa Adeje up by 24% year on year. So that bears out, in fact, what we're about to see now with the month-on-month changes. For the area of Arona, up by 2.5%. Los Cristianos only up by 1.7%, so not too bad. The area of Adeje up by 3.4%, and Costa Adeje up by 3.3%. Costa Adeje being the coast of Adeje within the municipality of Adeje itself. Now, let's have a look at the towns in general for now, for like the end of March. In Los Cristianos, there are 369 properties for sale, with the average asking price being €4,131 per metre squared. Don't forget, this is just an average. It's not an exact figure. It's as close as we can get with the figures that we've got to hand. In Las Américas, there are, it appears, only 137 properties for sale, with the average asking price per metre squared of €5,029. Again, major increase in asking prices. So these prices could be negotiated on, whereas the figures beforehand, they were registered sold prices. And in Costa Adeje at the moment, there are 1,005 properties for sale, and their average asking price is €4,890. But just bear in mind that Costa Adeje is the whole of Costa Adeje, as we just said. It will include Las Américas, it'll include Cayo Salvaje, it'll include La Caleta, so on and so forth. So it's a larger area. So you might say, well, why is Las Américas €5,000 per metre squared, whereas Costa Adeje, and a lot of people think Costa Adeje is just going to be, for example, Bahia del Duque, why is Costa Adeje €4,890? So there's just more in the mix. There's more properties in there to give an average price. But €4,890 for Costa Adeje. Last look at the areas. Currently, amount of properties for sale in the whole of Tenerife, 8,966. In Arona, as a whole municipality, 1,458. So that's Arona, the town. All of the towns that go into Arona itself. And average asking price there at the moment is $3,071. That is for Arona. And then let's have a quick look across here for the area of Adeje. So we're talking about Adeje, Costa Adeje, and everything in between. All of the towns in Adeje. Again, 8,966 properties for sale in Tenerife. And in Adeje itself, the area, 1,576 properties currently for sale, with an average metre squared asking price of 4,266. So that's taking into account, as I say, the villages of Adeje and also the Costa Adeje as well, which is the higher priced areas. So that wraps up the figures for the end of quarter 1, 2023, and also the end of March 2023 as well. So thanks very much for watching. If you want more information, you know how to get hold of me, just go to contactsimon.com. All of my contact details are there. And if you want any help finding a property to buy in Tenerife, or any help in selling your property in Tenerife, you know how to get hold of us. Thanks very much for watching. Cheers for now.